In this episode of the Encourage Inspire podcast, I'm joined by hip hop artist and MC Dee Wile. Man, Dee Wile and I got connected through a couple of my OGs, my guy Skylar Hagens, and we call him TS, the owner of Got What You Need Podcast Network. You know, they said, man, you got to talk to Dee Wile. I remember being introduced to him through Sky and his music, man. Dee Wile is a true MC, man. And what I like about D is that he's big on reality rap and rhymes and real lyricism. So that's what I really respect about him. You know, being from the South and him having the getting the respect from artists like Currency, Zaytoven, you know, real lyrical cats. You know, in terms of producers like Too Short, who really care about lyrics and what being about hip hop truly is, right? So, you know, we also talked about the importance of building a fan base and the three pillars of fan engagement and why education is important. You know, I always like to share that. Also, understanding the process of building directly with your audience as an independent creative and artist, and why that's the key to garnering support and the need to monetize, man. And then we end the episode talking about the different types of creators in the marketplace. And that is being trendy versus talented, and being talented is naturally just going to take you a little bit longer. And really, these days, social media really making, you know, hip hop about being a quick money grab versus the purity of it. So, hope you guys really enjoy this episode. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Encourage and Inspire podcast. This is episode number 89, man. I got a special guest with me, man. My man Dee Wile. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Say that, King. I'm blessed, man. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. I'm good, man. So it's a pleasure to have you, man. We got connected. I actually remember hearing about you the first time through my man Skyland
Oh
at
yeah,
the
that's
at
the
the at the
OG.
at the, at the playlist radio show. I think he started playing your stuff, and you know, I think that's the first time I ever heard about you. And obviously, you know, you got connected through. We got connected again through my big bro TS, who's the owner of the podcast network that this is housed under. Got What You Need Podcast Network.
Say
So,
that. Shout out
so,
to TS.
so shout out to TS for this, man. So he set this up. So definitely appreciate that, man. So I would like to. The first question I would like to ask, man, is like, when how did you first get started in music? How did you? What was your earliest memories of music?
I fell in love with music as a real young kid, to be honest with you, fam. Like I grew up in a family where we was kind of poor. We didn't have cable, so I spent a lot of time just listening to the radio just for entertainment. And I can honestly say I remember being like 6 or 7 years old, just falling in love with music and just want to, take it from there. Um, Around the time I was like 20, 21, I had a real close friend of mine pass away due to sickle cell. And it
Mm.
really made me just, it kind of opened my eyes up in life and was like, bro, you got to do what you want to do. Life is short, man. Go for your dreams. And I always had that love for passion, love for music and as a kid. So I was like, let me take that passion and just, really dive into it while I got this chance.
I love that.
And,
Yeah.
that's been ever since then, fam.
Yeah, man, it's cool, man. I mean, I always like to ask that question because I get a lot of always interesting responses, man, because everybody's journey in music is different, and
That's
how
the
they
beauty of it.
right, how they fell in love with music is a little different for everybody, man. So I would like to ask that, man. Um,
For
man,
sure.
you know, you're known for, you know, your compelling storytelling, you know,
A
and
little bit.
straightforward lyricism, man. So how do you approach, you know, creating narratives that resonate with your audience and inspire them?
It's kind of more so reality rap.
Yeah,
I
I could tell. Yeah, I could tell.
rap
You know,
what's going on in real life.
definitely the real lyrics for sure.
For sure, so it's not like I use day by day stuff for inspiration. A lot of times, I remember early on it used to be more so trying to sound like somebody or trying to make something that I think this will take off viral or something like that. But now it's just kind of rap what you feel, rap what you're going through. It's more therapeutic than anything else.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's really honestly when I'm coaching clients and I'm sharing, because I don't know if you know what I do, but I coach I coach artists.
Yeah, artist management, right?
Well, yeah, I do a little bit of artist management, but these days doing a lot more consulting, advising.
Okay,
Because artist management is like family, man. It's the only way it works.
I see, I
So
see.
yeah, you got to find the right, you know, situation, and sometimes it's really really tough, especially working with independent artists because there's not a lot of money in artist management, so you kind of have to do other
I know
things.
they get a little sticky.
Yeah, so I do a lot of coaching and consulting, and for me, what's big is what I tell artists or what I work with is it's about having super fans, and super fans really just love what you do, more than
Definitely.
anything. And if you could have super fans, bro, it doesn't really matter how big you are because your super fans are going to make sure that you are
Say
going to be
that.
supported.
For sure.
Excuse me. There's a difference
No.
between having interested fans and then converting them into supporters, right? So
Yeah.
so that's what I care about, man. So, but I love that, man. So, you know,
No, you
yeah, you built, you know, a significant fan base both domestically and internationally through word of mouth. So yeah, you kind of said this earlier, like you said reality rap, and I think that's what connects people on a deeper level. I think there's a space for that. There's a space for
most definitely.
yeah. I think. Look, it's. I was telling this to my uncle the other day. When you watching the BET Awards, and it's a different era, man. It is
Yeah.
a different era, and I think
Oh
we
man.
got to get used to that. I mean, when you're seeing Ice Spice on stage singing songs about farts
Come on, man.
and sexy red, and I mean, I'm like, and unfortunately, what I tell people is that that's only like you're seeing like 14 artists
Yeah.
out of the 9 million people across the world. So please do not make that an accurate representation of what
But
you
that's what
know.
happened all the time.
Yeah,
You know that's how they look at it, man.
yeah. So people who don't really know the game, who are not really inside it as consumers, they think that that's the representation of everybody. Just like anything in life, like
Mhm.
it's like whole thing black versus white. Like certain you can't kind of group thinking paint all black people under the same umbrella because everybody comes from different spaces.
For
And I
sure.
think one there's always a level of people who don't necessarily appreciate what hip hop culture is really all about, and they think that rap is, and it sucks, man, because rap is you don't even have to be a rapper to be hip hop, and
For
it's
sure.
like people don't understand that because they think hip hop and rap is the same thing, and it's not.
Nah, not
Rap
at
is
all.
rap is the personification of hip hop culture,
Say
but it's
that.
not. But it's not hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Rap is just a
Most
personification.
definitely.
You could just be you could just be a dude that came up liking graffiti art, and you're hip hop.
Exactly.
But
And
you may not have a skill to rap to save your life, but I think people are kind of misinformed when they people kind of group rap and hip, and it's not the same.
yeah, they just
And
mix it in the one.
it ain't the same, man. It ain't the same.
Nah, I agree completely, OG.
For sure, for sure. So man, no, this is cool, man. You I know you had a song with Currency, you know, Too
Yeah.
Short, and the homie Zaytoven, you know what I'm saying? And they
Yeah.
recognize, yeah, they recognize your talent, man. And how was their support? Let like cat, especially Currency on the independent level. Like people forget like he's been doing this independent thing for a while. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Most
Yeah,
definitely. No, that is big. I mean, it mean a lot, especially the currency love. Just like you say, being in the underground scene, everybody it's hard not to know about Spitter. So,
yeah.
it was big just kind of getting that cosign, especially because our genres kind of coincide where it's a big amount of THC talk in the music, so to speak.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it's always love just getting that support from people that you grew up listening to. Like I said, I used to listen to, Zaytoven on the radio,
Hmm.
producing for, Gucci Man and
Yeah,
everybody else back in the day all the time. And who don't know, Too Short was my favorite word. So
yeah.
just to get that kind of recognition from people like that, it really mean a lot to me, man.
Nah, for sure, man. I think real recognize real. I think people recognize, like we were saying earlier, you know, you only people only see a small you only see a small percentage,
Hmm.
on TV now. So that doesn't represent everybody. I believe in helping artists become global. And that's what I'm really all
Definitely.
about. And so as an independent artist, man, when you get a chance to go to other parts of the world, I'm not sure if you've been to other countries. I think you have. I remember reading in your bio. I think
Yeah,
you've been to some
we
other
done been
places.
overseas.
Yeah, and so I mean,
Most
yeah,
definitely.
as you know, man, I've been to 7 countries around the world, man, and I'm actually in the process of
Wow.
starting to put build tours for artists in Asian territories, and we could talk we
Wow.
could talk about that after the pod.
Hey, I
You
definitely.
know,
That's the move
the Philippines.
for
You know,
sure. Wow.
so I have
That's
plans.
big.
So I have a guy there that's interested in bringing some U.S. artists over.
Now we definitely need to link
Yeah,
up on that off camera, G.
for,
I ain't gonna lie
for
to
sure,
you.
for sure, for
I mean,
sure.
it all go back to what you were saying as well too. Is having those super fans. People like Too Short and Currency are able to have those 20-year careers.
Mhm.
They might not be the biggest artists per se, but like you say, they got those diehard super fans that'll keep that career afloat
Yeah,
for
man.
them.
Even somebody like Boosie, bro. Like Boosie, I realized. Like I remember when Boosie first came out, coming because I live in Orlando. You're in Tampa, right?
Yeah, I'm in Tampa.
Yeah, so we're not too far. We're
You
not too
right up
far.
the road.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
I gotta tap in with you.
yeah, so so I remember there was times. This had to be like about mid 2000s, man, when in the Webby days.
Prime,
Gucci,
yeah.
Gucci every day. I mean, even with Gucci, man, but the line used to be crazy long for these cats. I mean, like
I
I mean, to
definitely.
this day, they still have diehard fans. That's why they still around. 20 something years later, almost. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of
It's
them,
funny that you say that, especially about Boosie. Me and him supposed to be linking up real soon as well.
dope. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, he'd always show love to a lot of independent artists,
Oh,
man.
for sure,
Like
definitely.
my man Marty Price. I don't know if you know Marty Price, but he's one of
Oh
the
yeah, I'm tapped in.
yeah, yeah. So Marty was one of my early clients.
Oh, okay,
So
okay,
Marty, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So me and Marty go back 10 years.
Wow. Oh,
You know what
you
I'm
out
saying?
here.
Yeah. So Marty, yeah. So Marty was my dude, man. I actually put him on TV early on.
For
Uh,
sure.
and I put him on some internet radio back in 2015, 2016 time. But I know
Oh,
they,
that's
I know
hard.
they, I know him and Boosie got a record. I think
Yeah,
it's called Check It or something like check that or something like that. But man, but well, yeah, but Boosie always is known to show love to
always showing love.
independent artists. So
That,
you know,
beautiful. Yeah, a
so
lot of people
because
talk
yeah,
about it as they first start. I know I've seen a few. The baby.
hmm
Just ESTG. A lot of people saying, Boosie tapped into them real early in their career. So yeah, he always wanted to just find that independent artist and give back to them.
for sure, man. So man, your tracks, man, are described as anthems of perseverance, ambition, and triumph. Can do you have a particular song or project that holds special meaning to you? Like I said, because you bring those special lyrics. So I mean, there's something special that when you go back to even to listen to now as a fan, it's interesting when you listen to your music as a fan, not as the person that created it. It kind of gives you perspective, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think I got a few tracks. I mean, I would say the catalog is so vast that it's a joint or two on each album. Joints like Stay Consistent to just keep you going when you're not feeling so up to par. You know, you just got to remain consistent in whatever you're doing. I don't care if it's music. I don't care if it's going to the gym. I don't care whatever craft you're working on. It's just an anthem to stay consistent and keep doing what you're doing. Songs like "Somebody Love You." It's a dedication to my son, 8 years old. And it's just, I mean, like I said earlier, it's a lot of THC talk, but it's reality rap too. So,
Yeah.
it's me talking to him, and in a future tense, almost as if I'm not here, like a posthumous type of tone.
Yeah.
But it's joints like that that just, I guess kind of resonate with people. Don't get me wrong, I think the weed raps is cool too, but I think the stuff like that really hit home.
Nah, for sure, man. For sure. I love that, man. I love that. I think, staying true to who you are, one of the things that I teach artists is called the three pillars of fan engagement. Because, these days it's about building a fan base. It's not about getting a record deal. I think it used to be about, even it used to be about a bunch of streams, but now it's about going direct to your audience, right? So
Yeah,
the only way to really do that is to be, like when I say the three pillars of fan engagement, and that's authenticity, being authentically who you are,
for sure.
consistency, showing up every day, and sustainability, having a system to retain people once they come into your world. I think so many
For sure.
artists have a problem uh, monetizing the music because they're so good at creating it, but it's like building a business around the music. I think it's tough for a lot of artists.
Definitely. Yeah.
Building the email, like going to a show, building the email list, like actually like engaging with people and getting them, essentially helping people to show them how to eventually ask for the money. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And so
Yeah.
and so you gotta be willing to be okay with asking for the money, but there's a whole process of how to build directly. Like when somebody joins your email list, you don't necessarily want to ask them the first email you tell them is buy my
Yeah.
album. You want to kind of give them a little value along the way,
Right.
doing what we call a sales funnel. And each side of the funnel, each area of the funnel, as you get a little bit deeper, makes it a little easier for them to make a decision to either want to support you. In some cases, that might be following you on social media, or
Hmm.
or that might be like I said, about buying the ticket to a show, buying a piece of merch, something that is going to
Yeah.
they're going to be able to support, that you're going to ultimately be able to monetize.
For sure. That's the blueprint right there. But I mean, that's the tough part with being an artist too, because
Mm,
we so focused on just that creative side of it. So, you need
right,
people on the team that, like you said, could go out and be able to monetize it for you.
for sure. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, but most importantly, is education, right? So I think education is usually the missing link for the majority of artists out here because they want to
Um,
make it so bad, but they don't necessarily understand that when you have the proper education, it makes it a whole lot easier to to build a success that you want to have. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I know. I agree completely. Man, you preaching tonight, OG. I can't even lie to you.
Nah, man, this is just
I'm
like
sitting here
one.
like, man, he got the blueprint. Just put it out here for him.
Yeah, man. I mean, but and that's why people don't mind. Gary Vee always said, "I don't mind giving the game because
For sure.
most people are not going to be smart enough to execute the game, right? So I mean, you can get the knowledge all day. What do you do with the knowledge? You
Let's
know,
say that.
I mean that's the biggest thing. Like a lot of cats will get the knowledge, but they won't go back and apply what they're learning to see if it actually works. Now some things are going to work for you, some things aren't. You know,
For sure.
and but if you actually willing to go do the work, man, you could really see the fruits of your labor, if that makes sense.
Most definitely, especially as an independent artist. I definitely agree.
For sure, man, for sure. So you know, what role do you believe that that and we might touch on this too, like just about the culture of hip hop. What role do you believe that hip hop plays in reflecting the realities and aspirations of everyday life, and how do you strive to convey those themes? You talk about reality rap, but I think there's like you said earlier, there's a difference between hip hop culture and rap. And I think you might fall into the area of you know a true lyricist. Because I
So
think the difference between being a rapper and a lyricist, because rappers follow trends, they make good
yeah.
hooks. Not saying that you don't make good hooks, but it's like, I always tell people there's two types of people in the marketplace. There's trendy and there's talented. And
Mm-hmm.
usually people fall into one or the other. The icons fall into both. But ultimately,
For sure.
if you're somebody that has talent, a truth, it's just going to naturally going to take you longer, you know.
Mo-
And
Most definitely.
I think that's hard pill for a lot of people to swallow.
I mean, it's got to be from your core. I think, like you said, to go back to the comparison between rap and hip hop. I
Mm-hmm.
think hip hop is actually, like you said, it's from your core. You don't necessarily have to put words together over a beat to be hip hop. And when I think a lot of times these days, especially due to social media and just the ease of like we cut out the middleman, and
Mm-hmm.
anybody with $100 can get a distribution, go to the studio, rap
Right.
over a beat, and put it
Right.
out. So
Right.
it kind of you lost that hip hop essence because
Yeah.
me and my homeboys got $300 and now we finna go to the studio tonight. Like this was just an idea this morning. So I think in that aspect, when you got people blowing up off of that, it,
Right.
it make it more of a money grab than the actual you lose what's in the core
Yeah.
of it being just that hip hop aspect of it. So I think for me and artists like me, we like I said, bro, I grew up listening to the radio like just as a pastime, as a hobby because I ain't had nothing else to do.
Right.
And that's kind of where my love for it started. Like my first I can still remember the first time I heard Nas One Mic because it changed my life.
Right.
So stuff like that, I don't think we have that anymore. I think everything is more like a quick money grab, the whole
Yeah.
streaming aspect of it, keep a
They,
song under 2 minutes so it
right.
get
It
replay
does,
value.
especially in this era, man. Music has become a hustle.
Yeah,
It's become a hustle more than anything.
for
It's
sure.
the
And don't get
craft
me
of,
wrong, you can get your
yeah.
money, but it's taken away from the essence of it, I think, just a tad.
Yeah. For sure, man. I think that, you know, when you go to other parts of the world and you see people appreciating what you do,
Mm-hmm.
it does make it easier to keep going, because I know it could get discouraging at times and you're like, man, I'm spending so much money
That
and not
come
much
on, man.
and not much is coming back. But I think that people don't people don't understand that it's about sometimes being in those small rooms that
Yeah.
allow people to touch you, allow people to feel a real connection, and ultimately come and support you. So I actually like the small room. I think the small rooms make it even better. You know.
For sure. And I mean, the overseas, I think more artists need to look into that. Like
Mm-hmm.
a big part of my metrics come from overseas, Slovenia, Slovakia, Germany, UK, a lot of places that I necessarily haven't touched boots on ground in, but they it connect to them, it resonate to them either all the way from over here from Tampa. So I ain't
Right.
really too worried about going to Atlanta or going to Miami when I can focus on my market out there in Slovenia.
Yeah. Yeah. But again, that requires a certain mentality to have, and not everybody has that mentality. You know.
No, you right.
Uh,
You definitely right about
I
that.
mean, the tours that I'm putting together are for artists who are, you know, uh, when you get a chance to get connected in those spaces, it allows for really great opportunities to come together. You know what I'm
For sure.
saying? So
Yeah,
it definitely does, you know,
absolutely.
allow for that to come together. Give me 1 second.
No, take your time, King.
So, guys, we're gonna be right back.
Okay, man, I was so nervous. Like, I hope the technical difficulties don't start back up.
Nah, we good. We good. We good. We back recording. We good. We back, guys. We back. Um, man, look, bro. Before we get out of here, man, yo, I don't normally do this often, man. But why don't you spit a rhyme, something that like, you know, on one of your records that just really resonates with you? I know we talked about it a little bit about earlier, but just spit something for me real quick that just resonates what you like to call reality rap. Now, I don't normally do this, but I just felt it on my
Okay,
I just felt it on my heart to be like, yo, acapella, no beat. You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure. No, 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 that's dope. Let me see. Something that resonate with the people. Man, that's the catalog so vast, bro. Let me see.
Yeah.
Uh I say Pops was a Rolling Stone. That's why I keep my rollie on. Sativa, baby. I'm about my cheese like provolone. Nomad, no matter where I go, I better find a home. Got warehouse workers blowing strong in the unloading zone. Who know what's going on? Cause I ain't got a clue. Girl, you mind stealing, baby. I ain't young blue. Stuff like that. So
I
I
love
don't
I
say that.
oh, keep going. Keep going. Do it. Say what you're gonna say.
No, keep going with the rhyme or
No,
keep
I was
going
just
with the
saying no,
comment.
that's it. Just say what you're gonna say.
Oh, I was just saying, stuff like that, just real quick, just reality based. It ain't too, I don't da like to follow the trendy rap, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's interesting because when you talk about pop music, it really is a formula. Like when you talk about music that is commercially viable, this really written but based off formulas, bro. Like they follow the same pattern every single time. It might sound different, but it's
Yeah,
the cadences are the
I done
same.
heard that before.
Yeah, the cadences, bro. You talk to some of these hit songs, especially in pop music, like they follow the same cadences because they know what works. It's like anything, it's a formula.
Yeah,
This plus this equals this, right? And
especially
so
these days.
yeah, and you got to think a hook is supposed to do what it is, supposed to hook you. You know what I'm saying? I think so many
Hmm.
times we think about the hook, but we don't realize sometimes the most simplest hook are the biggest hits because when you can remember and it hooks you onto the record, you know.
Say that
So
most
I think
definitely.
so I definitely think there's a formula to that, but that's okay, man. There's a space for everybody, bro. There is a space in each genre for people to do their own thing to it and then find their audience. Not everybody's going to make mainstream commercially viable music, but if you can find an audience for it, who am I to tell you no?
Yeah. I mean, with me, my stuff is just it's real. Like I got one verse to it's a track I did last year, and it start off just disconnected like the Wi-Fi. Got three pre-rolls and some Mai Tai. Time to step it up, it's my time. Ain't no connection with my baby upset. She know a spot secure, it ain't a lady a threat. I gave an ounce of purple Wookie to the lady in red. They keep trying to send hate, but it go straight to unread.
Mm.
Insomnia creeping, I don't sleep and I just lay in the bed. Cousin, please don't tell her that, it'll go straight to her head. And that's real. I mean, the Wi-Fi was off. I suffer from insomnia, like this is the real
Right,
stuff that I go through. So,
right.
my music is kind of like that.
I know I love it, man. D, I love it, man. Bro, before we get out of here, man, how can the people stay connected with you? You know, if they want to learn more about you, get connected, possibly do some music with you. How can people get connected
Man, you could tap
or
in
stay connected? I should say.
on any social media platform, DY Sativa, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. If you find DY Sativa, just shoot the DM. I'm always one of them people that respond, right back. I ain't too famous or no crazy stuff like that. So any artist that's looking to work or, any business people trying to tap in and do a little business, let's do something.
For sure, guys, man. This has been another great episode of the Encourage Inspire podcast, episode 89. Until next time, I'm out of here. Peace.